It's more than just weight loss. The holistic gains are so much more than that. You are a better, fuller, bigger person because of it. I was tired a lot. Um, I felt I could be making the better of myself with the sort of the fundamental parts of life. I was 52 years old, 6 feet tall, and I was around 95, maybe 95 to 96 kilos. Um, I just felt that the way in which I was operating in life was on a foundation that could be improved, and and it wasn't that it was particularly bad, but it didn't represent uh, how good I could be. So it was so that was the driver, and it's the sort of thing that happens very gradually over a number of years. You know, it's like watching your children grow. It's why you mark them on the edge of the door frame, because you don't see it every day. And then one day you turn around and you think, I've been tired for a long time. I haven't been that happy for a long time. And I've looked at the world around me and it's not that. I've created this life for me, this environment, this home, this family, this whole setup. So where's the issue? Um, so it was, and I'm, as far as I can see, that's entirely common, hugely common. It's like literally probably every middle-aged guy has got that to some degree or other. And so that's where it was. That's where I started. I'd seen I'd seen on LinkedIn some activity around um, uh, Kerry Alexander's, and I think maybe even one or two of your posts. And I thought, well, that's uh, it's intriguing, it's interesting, and of course the social media algorithms. Once you show a tiny bit of interest, and it kind of feeds the obsession. I knew that by myself, I was unlikely to make a change. It's just how it was. And I thought I need a little bit of help. I need someone just to help me to say, here's a direction, here's a goal, here's a target, here's some information, here's a motivating sequence that you can use, here's some help you can have. And then one day, Kerry just reached out and said, this is what we do. If you're interested, give me a call. So I sent Kerry a DM, and she put me in touch with you. And then, as you remember, we had a chat where I was worried about all sorts of things. And I decided to join. There were a lot of things I was concerned about. Primarily, it was the amount of time I'd have to dedicate to it. I'm very time poor, and that was my main concern. I had a minor concern about what the overall cost would be, but really it was about the amount of time. I tried to figure out what it would mean, what the next 12 weeks would mean in terms of changes to habits, sacrifices, but really mostly the time requirement. Initially, I just wanted to be a little bit physically more robust, get a little bit stronger, a little bit fitter, a little bit more mobile, and just in a position to stay on top of the little niggles that creep in so easily and so gently and so subtly as old Father Time keeps keeping us getting us older one day at a time. It's a good question. It's hard to express. There are the overall approach, I think is really excellent. It's 3 small changes every week, and you build the changes week on week. So the first week, 3 changes. Second week, 3 further changes. Keep the first 3. Third week, 3 more changes. So in 3 weeks, you're 9 changes in. We can't do that in one go. And 3 weeks isn't a long time. That approach, I think, really works well. But it was really the routines and the values, particularly the morning routine. And it's not just the doing of the morning routine. I mean, that's a huge part of it, but it's in it's the changes that leads to in the day. And then the end of day is kind of more of a reflective perspective. It's a very handy way of just rounding off any negative dwelling. The way they fit together and reinforce, it makes there's a great synergy there. I'll approach it in an engineering way. I'll subtract me at the start from me at the end and look at the bits that are different. Just by looking at me, I weigh 12, 13 kilos less. My BMI has dropped, I've got it written down up here, it's dropped from 28.6 to 24.8. And that means it's less than 25, which is the normal to overweight transition. So that was great news. The overall benefit is more profound than that. I usually sleep better because I'm a little bit more physically tired. I'm a little bit more mentally rested. I'm less mentally agitated. And one of the big wins, as we've discussed in the past, is that my mental health is quite significantly better. And in my life position right now, that's a very, very good, very valuable thing. Life is hard, and we have, as a family, we have a situation that we're working our way through with a family member who's desperately in the final stages of terminal illness. That's my father-in-law. And the pressure on my wife is colossal. And there are some things I can't do. What I can do is be a better me, be a better husband, be a better partner. And that has become a bigger drive than helping my back, helping my neck, losing a little bit of weight. So the biggest gain for me is that I'm my mental health. I'm much stronger mentally than I was before the program. The increase in mental health and the ability to slow things down, to have a less cluttered mind, to have a more patient, less demanding outlook, all these things have helped. And it's a small handful of things that have all come together at the same time. The program's not about weight loss. Weight loss happens. It's an inevitable consequence of the program. And it's something that so many of us want. But it's not the most important thing here. It's not the biggest effect of the Back in Charge blueprint. It's the holistic benefit, the mental health, the posture, all of those things, they combine into something far better than just weight loss.